To Pittsburgh New Work. We are so excited to kick off our reading series today. Hi, I'm joined by my co-host Susan Zemecki. Hello, Susan.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Thank you. Our cast is joining us, but in the meantime, for those of you who are here for the first time, I want to remind you that the Pittsburgh New Works Festival is dedicated to fostering and developing original one-act plays. Every September, we select new one act plays that are produced by Pittsburgh Regional Theater Companies during that festival. It runs for 4 weeks in September, and submissions have already started, and more about that later. But Susan,
If I can just explain a little more.
okay,
So every year we begin by inviting playwrights to submit one-act plays that have never before been produced. These
yes,
are then scored by people with some expertise in theater, and the top scoring plays go to the 15 or so local theater companies with whom we partner. They select the ones they want to produce. They get about 40 of those top scoring plays. Produce about 15, so that leaves a lot of really good plays. Those are the ones from which we select plays to bring to you during our reading series. So the play you're going to see and hear tonight is one of the top scoring plays from our 2025 submissions. And yes, if you're a playwright, we are accepting submissions now.
right. And we're gonna go over that at the end when after our talk back,
Yeah,
after the
more
performance.
later. And I will
More
just
later.
add that the land on which we produce all of this work is the traditional land of the Seneca people, and we want to acknowledge them and thank them for their stewardship of our land.
Thank you. And with us tonight, our cast and guest commentator, we have James Michael Schoberg, we have Carrie Schoberg, and John Lane, and our guest commentator, Hannah Brizzi. I would like to ask all of them to talk briefly before we get to Ellen Kilpatrick's play Knickers, which is what we're going to be reading tonight. Uh, what I always like to do is have the actor, introduce themselves and the character that they're playing, and if there's anything that they would like to promote that's coming up in their future. And we're going to start with Carrie Schoberg.
Hello, I am playing Ms. Mandible tonight, and I happen to be working on all of the same things that James Michael Schoberg is working on this year, so I will let him elaborate.
I was going to start with him, but I was going to do this whole like ladies first thing. But you know what? Let's just go to James Michael Schoberg.
uh, she knows I like to talk. So, well, I am James Michael
You,
Schoberg. Yeah, I know, shocking. James Michael Schoberg. I'll be playing Clive Geckel, and Carrie and I run the Rage of the Stage Players here in Pittsburgh. This is actually our 24th anniversary, or I'm sorry, our 25th anniversary.
Wow.
So we have been around for a long time. Actually, as of this year, I can say that Rage, I've spent half of my life working on Rage. So,
my therapist would tell you the same thing.
there, and so this year we'll be doing several readings of past popular plays we did. We're casting my post-apocalyptic Peter Pan right now for a reading. So if anybody's interested in that, you can check out my Facebook page. There's a link to how to submit. It's called Hooked. And then we are also casting for our August production, which will be our newest world premiere to celebrate our 25th anniversary. And it is called Worse in Verse: The Loathsome Lessons of Mr. Scratch. And it is all based on a book of horror poetry that I've written. And so it's selections
Wow.
of horror poetry that are stitched together into sort of a Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, sort of fun, whimsical, childlike sort of horror. I know that sounds kind of weird, but yeah, it's sort of like Edgar Allan Poe meets Shel Silverstein meets Edward Gorey.
And we would tell people to go to Rage of the Stage players' website for that stuff?
They can either go, they can go to either my personal Facebook page or Rage of the Stage Players, our Facebook page,
And the
there will be
devil will be in the details
the devil will be in the details. So
with
please,
Mr.
if you're
Scratch.
interested in something like that, it's going to be fun. Reach out to us. We're still taking submissions for both readings, for both the reading and the full length play.
If you
Great.
know Rage, that all makes sense.
Yes,
It does. It does to me. I've seen a couple of your shows. So let's go on to the third castmate in Alan Kilpatrick's Knickers. Tonight will be John Lane. John.
Hello, my name is John Lane. I'm playing Al Chop. I'm a professor at Duquesne University and director of the theater arts program there. And we have a production of Head Over Heels, the Go-Go's musical,
Ooh,
opening next month in February.
I'm going to have to come out to that. And then we have our guest commentator, Hannah Brizzi. Hello, Hannah.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm going to be providing some guest commentary on this piece. But upcoming, I am assistant directing title of show with Riverfront Theater Company, and that's going up on March 20th at the Pierce Theater downtown. So please join us for that.
Maybe we'll all be shoveled out of our driveways by then. Well, with that, Susan, we have anything else before we just jump into it?
Let's do it.
Okay, the narrator, take it away. Alan Kilpatrick's Knickers.
Setting. A sales counter in Shawarma and Sons clothing store in the UK. Miss Mandible is standing at the sales counter as Mr. Gecko enters carrying a box of men's briefs.
May I help you, sir?
I'd like to return these, please.
They're not suitable?
Would I be returning them if they were?
May I ask what's wrong with them?
They're too small.
Sir, what do you mean by small?
What do most people mean by small?
Well, small is a relative term, metaphysically speaking. One might ask, small in comparison to what? A rhinoceros? A submarine? A group of subatomic particles?
Look, I didn't come here to talk about metaphysics or subatomic particles. I just want you to take back these bloody briefs. They don't fit, okay?
What do you mean by fit? That's another ambiguous term.
Will you stop with this philosophical nonsense?
All right, all right. Then let me ask you a more practical question. Did you try these on?
No.
Then how do you know they don't fit?
Because it says right here on the box that they are a size 34.
And?
I take a size 36.
Ah, that may be. But if you take a closer look at the box, you may note that these are classic cotton low-rise briefs with the patented elastic waistband.
So?
So they're expandable. Totally expandable.
Look, I don't care if you can stuff a whole continent in there. They don't work for me. See? They're still the wrong size.
All right. There's no reason to get testy, Mr.
Gecko, Clive C. Gecko.
Wait a minute. You're not by any chance related to Arthur C. Gecko, the famous Tasmanian orthodontist, are you?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh, pity. For a moment, though, I thought I detected a slight resemblance in the hips. Now, the other Mr. Gecko, there's a man of extraordinary taste and refinement. No wash and wear jeans for him. No, sir. Used to come in every Thursday afternoon wearing the latest Pierre Cardin or Armani, everything with his personal monogram impeccably stitched on it. As I recall, he rather fancied a nylon string bikini, but even then he would insist that they be sensible and dignified.
Did he put his monogram on them?
He put his monogram on everything, Mr. Gecko. He was a paragon of good taste. No, I'm afraid we shan't see the likes of him again. Not with this new generation. They're nothing but a grungy bunch of grabbers and whiners who flounce in here and throw undergarments in my face. How do you think that makes me feel, Mr. Gecko? Loved? Appreciated? Understood?
I am sorry,
Mandible.
Mrs. Mandible.
Actually, it's Ms. Mandible, if you don't mind. I never married. I was a free spirit.
I'm sorry, Ms. Mandible. Look, as I said, I just want to return this pair of knickers.
I know what you want to do. And I'm telling you right here and now, it's not going to work.
Why not?
You think I didn't notice?
Notice what?
This box has been opened and tampered with.
Tampered with?
Did you open it by any chance, Mr. Gecko?
No. No, of course not.
You've never tried these on?
No. I just told you, maybe some rhinoceros did.
You realize that we at Schwammer and Sons have a very strict return policy. We do not accept underwear back that has been tainted by human skin.
I swear I never touched them. Don't you believe me? Look, I've got the receipt right here.
I don't care about your receipt. I'm calling security.
Security?
You think I'm blind? You think I didn't spot you the minute you walked in?
What the devil are you talking about?
I'm talking about Harvey Nichols, Oliver Spencer, Richard James, and 1,000 other stores you've defiled with your nasty little game.
What nasty little game?
You taking undergarments into the men's dressing rooms, then soiling them in filthy, disgusting ways, stuffing them willy-nilly back into their boxes and trying to pass them off as harmless returns, just like these. Of course, these don't fit. Not after what you've done to them.
I don't believe this. Have you been spying on me with video cameras? Is that it?
Schwammer and Sons does not spy on their customers.
No. Then where is your proof?
We have witnesses.
Oh, such as?
Such as Mrs. Shingle in spring apparel, who has given us a rather detailed description of the man she saw loitering about the dressing rooms Friday of last week.
And?
And you, Mr. Gecko, fit that description indelibly.
Witnesses can be notoriously unreliable. What are you doing?
Hello, security.
Wait!
Could you please send Mr. Chop down to men's fashion? Thank you. What do you want, Mr. Gecko?
Let me explain. I think you've made a big mistake here.
You're not going to dissuade me from doing my duty, Mr. Gecko. You have been found out. That's all there is to it.
Are you sure you have the right man? I mean, you're basing your entire case on the word of some insignificant little twit.
Mrs. Shingle has an impeccable reputation. She has been with our firm for over 20 years.
Well, maybe she's been here for too long. Ever think of that? Maybe she's starting to hallucinate.
I hardly think so, Mr. Gecko.
Look, even if she is trustworthy, still that doesn't mean she can't be mistaken. Everyone makes mistakes. You just did.
I did?
Well, you confused me with some bloke from Tasmania.
Oh, well, that was just a wild guess.
And what is this? Isn't this a wild guess from some lunatic woman who sees someone and thinks it's me? If you're so sure I'm the one who soiled these knickers, then open the box and see for yourself.
And tamper with evidence? No, thank you.
Just open the box.
I don't need to open the box. I can see what kind of man I'm dealing with.
No, you can't. That's my point. You've just defamed my character, threatened me with arrest, all on the flimsiest of evidence. If you're wrong, Miss Mandible, then we're talking lawsuits and libel against Schwarm and Sons, and at a minimum, you getting fired. Are you sure you want to risk that? Your job, your career? Now open the damn box!
No.
Will you please? Open the box.
I will not. Because I don't have to. It's not my job. I'll let Mr. Chop deal with you. He's a professional.
Al Chop enters. He is dressed in a security guard uniform and brandishes a nightstick.
So, what's the trouble?
There's no trouble.
Mr. Chop, this young man tried to return these soiled briefs.
Oh, he did he?
Said they didn't fit.
Oh, yes? Well, we'll see about that. Say, ain't these the kind with the stretchable crotch?
Yes, see, the box has been tampered with. I think he's the one.
Think so?
Yes, I think it's him.
What are you two talking about?
We're talking about a pervert, known in these parts as the crotch killer.
The what?
Think you
Chop
can
grabs Gecko by the collar.
Think you can jerk us around? Nobody out clevers Al Chop. Got that? So you'd better come clean and cough it up right now.
Wait. What does this crotch killer look like?
Chop releases Gecko.
Well, we've had various reports. Black, Puerto Rican, or maybe Pakistani. Has a rather large tattoo on his neck.
A tattoo?
Reads Barn to Sweat, or something like that.
Well, it doesn't sound much like me, does it? Well, Miss Mandible, does it?
Well, I might have been a bit hasty in my initial assessment. Still, we can't take any chances, can we, Mr. Chop?
Oh, you're right, Miss M. Lad, you'd better come with me.
Hey, let go. Where do you think you're taking me?
To the men's dressing room. We're going to have a little fitting, Mr.
Gecko.
Gickle. Say, you're not related to that famous...
I already asked him that.
But I am. Oh, I am. Arthur C. Geckel was my uncle.
Your uncle? You just said you were unrelated.
I only said that to honor his memory.
What do you mean?
You see. My poor uncle died last Tuesday. That's why he hasn't been coming in. I was there with him at the end. With his dying breath, he asked me to do him one last favor. Return these pair of knickers to the store he loved so dearly.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
Oh, you know how Uncle was. He didn't like to make a fuss.
He didn't want star credit?
What good would that do to him, Mr. Chop, in the afterlife?
Oh, yes, I suppose you're right.
No, he just wanted to return this, his last purchase, from Schwarm & Sons, as his way of saying goodbye, and to tell all of you how much you meant to him. He even said if you run into that old fart Al Chop, give him a big howdy for me, 'cause that man's a real piece of work.
He said that? About me?
Yes, yes, he did.
Did he mention me? Did he say anything about me?
Why, of course he did, Miss Mandible. Just as he was about to draw his last breath, he turned to me and he said, Clive, tell my little Dorita, don't forget to send all my spare knickers down to those needy kids in Guatemala. It's almost Christmas, you know.
Yes, he was such a generous man. I remember Arthur always used to say, no child's behind should, well, be left behind. And I'm really touched. I'm so moved. I don't know what to say. I think I'm going to cry.
Doc puts his arm around Mandible's shoulder to comfort her.
Oh, there, Miss M.
Chop takes a knicker from the box and gives it to Ms. Mandible to dry her tears. As she starts to dab her eyes, she suddenly reacts.
My God, they're soiled. They're completely filthy.
The crotch killer is struck again. Lad, you're nicked.
Wait, don't you see? These belong to my uncle.
So what are you saying?
These were his knickers, not mine. Arthur C. Geckel was the crotch killer. Can there be any doubt?
Oh, my God. Can it be true? And here I trusted him all these years. I thought he was some sort of saint, but your uncle was nothing but a little pervert. A pervert!
I'm so sorry, Miss Mandible. I should have realized this much earlier. I should have opened the box myself before subjecting you to all this humiliation and degradation.
Don't blame yourself, Mr. Gecko. You did the right thing. That box should have remained sealed. Remember, we at Trauma and Science have a very strict return policy.
That's right. Well, I'm sorry for all this trouble. On behalf of the whole Gecko clan, I apologize for the perversity of my late uncle.
Well, I suppose we can close the case now. After all, you can't prosecute a dead man. I'll let the other stores know.
Do that, Mr. Chop. Tell them that the Crotch Killer's reign of terror is over.
Well, I don't know what to say. I still can't believe this. I'm shattered. I had total faith in that man.
I know, it's a shock, Miss Mandible. Try not to think about it. It's best not to think of the worst of people.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I'll try to put it out of my mind. After all, he did have his good points.
We all do, Miss Mandible.
I'll take your receipt now, Mr. Gecko.
Here it is, as a memento of the man he tried to be.
Oh, yes, of course. Wait a minute. This can't be right.
What do you mean?
There seems to be an irregularity here. When did you say your uncle died?
I told you it was last Tuesday.
That would be the 22nd.
That's right.
But according to this, these knickers were purchased last Friday, the 25th.
So, what are you intimating, Miss Mandible?
I'm not intimating anything, Mr. Gecko. Dead men don't buy briefs.
Well, it must be some mistake. Wait, what are you doing?
I'm calling security again. Yes, could you please summon Mr. Chop? Thank you. I believe we've just put the right knickers on the wrong man.
But those aren't mine. I just told you.
Then how did you come in possession of them, Mr. Gecko?
All right. Let me explain. You see, I was coming into the store, minding my own business. There was this seedy-looking chap squatting by the door. He hands me the box. He says, "Kind sir, could you return these for me? I think they fell out of someone's bag. I can't go in there the way I look, and I heard that all our chops are real bare."
You expect me to believe this fantastic story of yours? After everything you've said? Well, it won't wash, Mr. Gecko. It simply won't wash.
But you've got to believe me. I'm telling the truth. Now.
The truth, Mr. Gecko, is a relative term.
In comparison to what?
In comparison to the lies you told me a few minutes ago.
But those weren't lies.
They weren't?
No, not at all.
Then what would you call them?
Metaphysically speaking, I would call them inspired fabrications brought on by mental duress, over which I had no control at the moment and for which I bear no personal responsibility now.
Okay, so what's the trouble now?
Mr. Gecko, I think you'd better go with Mr. Chop. You can entertain him with one of your fabricated inspirations.
What's this about? What's eating Miss Mandible? Why did she call me back?
That. Yes. Actually, she didn't call you. I did.
You did?
That's right, Mr. Chop. I needed to talk to you, in private. Mr. Chop, may I call you Al?
Most folks do.
Al, can I trust you? Because I've got something to tell you that you might not want to hear.
What is it, son?
It's about Mrs. Mandible. You saw she just broke down. Well, she's been doing that a lot lately. To be honest with you, I don't think she's been taking her medication.
She's on meds?
Didn't Miss Shingle tell you? Well, I guess it's supposed to be something of a secret. Anyway, it's becoming a real problem. Speaking as one of your more valued customers, I think someone needs to do something. At the very least, I think someone should speak to your manager.
Mr. Nutley?
That's right. I think someone should speak to Mr. Nutley. At first I thought I might do it, but then I thought, no, why make trouble for this poor old woman? Besides, he might not listen to me. No, he needs to hear it from someone he really trusts, someone he's known for years, someone like you, Mr. Chop.
Me? You want me to speak with Mr. Nutley about her?
I think he'd listen to you. I know he holds you in the highest of esteem.
He does? Why, he's never said a word to me.
That's because he knows the kind of man you are. Perhaps you could have a word with him. Perhaps they could put her on disability or ask her to take early retirement or something.
Let me think about it.
Thank you, Mr. Chop. You do that.
So there's no real trouble here then?
No, not anymore. Not with you on the case. Well, if you don't mind, I think I'll look around a bit. Oh, by the way, you don't carry any nylon string bikinis by any chance? About size 36? Or maybe I could squeeze into a 34. After all, I suppose size is a relative thing.
End of play.
Thank you. Oh, I'm clapping here, right? Thank you. Excellent job. Excellent job, everybody. I'm so glad to see that. We're going to open it up to some questions. We're going to have some for our guest commentator. We're going to have some for our cast. Susan, as the narrator, you didn't have. I just want to say before we get on with it, I was very impressed with the accents. I had a blast listening to, I think that it made the play funnier because when I read the script, I didn't read it with accents. But I would love to ask our cast what they thought of it. Let's go to Al Chop. John, you want to say anything about the playing?
Well, I just apologize profusely because my accent was all over the place.
I liked it because you were like you sounded like it was a little Irish, but I liked it. I
Well,
liked it.
the playwright's name is Kilpatrick,
There
so
you go.
I thought he
Exactly.
would be an Irish cop, and I took my inspiration from those, beat cops
Oh,
in Brooklyn, from
I do have a question already from an audience member from Jeffrey Pollack, who will be in our next reading, which we'll talk about more about later. But he was saying, I love the accents, the dialects. I wonder why the author chose to set it in England. I don't think he had a
I
choice.
would like to mention that the actor lives in Manchester, England,
Uh-huh.
across the Atlantic Sea. And
Manchester,
and
England.
and he is not with us tonight. Often in our readings, we do have the author present. It's what, midnight or so there,
Oh,
and
that's
so
right.
he politely declined to be part of our little soiree. But I imagine he said it in England because he lives in England.
Yes. I was reminded very much of a TV show called Are You Being Served? I don't know if anybody knows that. The TV show is a BBC comedy. Remind me a lot of that. Hannah, why don't we go to you? Why don't we start? How would you direct the play? What are your questions for the actors?
Yeah, so this play actually I directed in the last festival, and this play was one of my top ones that I would have picked if I didn't get my top selection that I was looking for. And one of the few reasons that I would pick it was I thought it was delightful. I think a comedy always plays well in the festival. And it also had it going for it that it had a three-person cast, one room, easy set, all the things that are conducive to the Pittsburgh New Works Festival. So already right there, I thought it was a great selection. I really enjoyed that the actors did the accents because I think it adds to the prim and properness of Schwarmer and Sons, which elevates the comedy of somebody bringing in a pair of underwear that might be soiled. And I think that just like it's like an added extra benefit. I think some things that I would think of if I was directing this is one, where exactly in England does he want this to take place to sort of hone our accents? And also, what is the time setting? When I initially read it, I imagined it sort of really early on, like Miss Mandible might be wearing like a pillbox hat or, that type of costuming. But then some of the references that she makes are later. She refers to Armani, but when you look at Armani, Armani was founded in 1975. So that definitely pushes the timeline up a little bit. But I do think that the setting of it is really what makes the piece of making this as prim and proper as BBC, as that type of flavoring as you can. And I would be really interested in knowing from the actors. I think something that we would discuss a lot when we were performing this is what is true and what is a lie, especially from Mr. Geckel. What moments are you telling the truth? What moments are you lying? And when does the audience get to know that? So, I mean, James, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm pretty much of the mind that that he is in fact the person going about and soiling the knickers, so to speak, and that he just seems like such an incredible spin doctor manipulator, and trying to get into Miss Geckel's head, trying to play on Mr. Chop's sort of his ego and whatnot. So I would my perspective is that the that he pretty much isn't telling the truth at any point. Anything he says is just trying to shield the fact that he is in fact that it comes across to me as if he is in fact the guy going about soiling.
Okay.
The
Anybody?
point that occurs to me, but that none of that I keep waiting for Mr. Geckel to say, is that if the clothing has been tried on, it has come in contact with human skin. But if it hasn't been tried on, Ms. Mandible isn't willing to believe it doesn't fit. So, so
All right.
she's got you coming or going.
Exactly. Very nice. Hey, I had an FA James asked, did you guys have any like BBC influences? Did you think of things like Are You Being Served? Did that occur to anyone? No?
I did I thought of an it's kind of Pythonish. I'm a
Mhm.
big fan of Benny Hill. It just it the Brit having conflict in a department store is such a standard for so many different things to draw upon. But no, are you being served? I could easily picture Carrie with purple hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like Mrs. Slocum. Exactly.
Exactly. And yeah,
There
I could
you go.
easily picture that. So
Oh, very funny.
We'll see.
I didn't think of any sitcoms or shows or anything. I just
Okay.
kept thinking if Helen Mirren was in this, how would she do it? And
Oh,
that's
right.
what I went with. Because she can
Oh,
be hilarious.
yes.
I
Agreed.
do think that it's playing like the topic itself is so ridiculous. The idea, like when you think of comedy in plays, bathroom humor or soiling or anything like that is like such a far spectrum. So then to put it with something that people stereotypically think of something as so prim and proper, like British comedy or Downton Abbey-esque things, to combine those two together, I think just makes a really fun situation, because you would never expect these prim and proper people to be talking about ill-fitted underpants and soiling them. So
Yes. Exactly. Oh, we had an interesting comment in our chat from Christiane Miller, who said, I would have loved to have seen it reversed with the woman being the pervert and the man being the store clerk. And I think that's pretty interesting. Uh, what an interesting idea. Um, Oh yeah. Barbara Sebring says no DNA testing, perhaps. So like, yeah, at the time you would probably not want that because they could have figured out who. I was just worried about the level of the soiling. I'm sorry, this is like, I just mean like, is it just that he was in there or it's like more?
To
I
her,
just
I
love
don't think
I
it
love the word
matters.
soiling. It's so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to Ms. Mandible, I think it could have been
yeah.
completely covered in filth or nothing at all. She would react to it the same. It's just as horrific,
She
especially
goes,
now she's dabbing her eyes with it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my.
now she has pink eye.
Now that's soiling.
And I just have one more question for the actors, just in guest commentary with John's character. What was your mindset of a character at the very end as Clive Geckles, like revealing his version of the story and that sort of taking Miss Mandible down? What were you thinking as an actor?
Well, there's not a whole lot of time there, but I just thought that he was buttering Chop up to say, "Oh, the boss really likes you, and he really respects your opinion, so you should probably go, and you should be the one to talk to him." So there wasn't a whole lot of time. There's only like 3 or 4 lines there to do much, but that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Clive Geckel is a prevaricator of the finest degree.
Yeah.
Um, I almost expected Arthur C. Geckel to walk in after he's told them that he's passed on because it was like, you know, it's a lie. You're just waiting for him to get caught. We have somebody in the audience said it was worth the whole evening just to hear Schoberg say, Ms. Mandible. Uh,
When Hannah was asking about the time period, yeah, I guess the designers does date it a little bit. The other thing that would date it for you is that a thong, or not a thong, a string bikini, which they did end up calling a thong for men. They didn't come up with that till the 70s. So you'd have to go at least 70s or later. Bikinis for women, I think, came out in the 40s, but for men, it was a little bit later.
And also, the script does not specifically say that it takes place in the UK. Susan, you added that UK at the beginning, didn't you?
Right, because you asked when we talked when we at rehearsal we said we wanted to be in the UK so that it's
Right, yeah.
consistent with the accents.
Yeah, but the
I think also Knickers.
yeah,
Why?
Knickers,
Yeah.
but-
Knickers kind of
wide
gave
fronts is what they would call them.
I don't know. My grandma used the term knickers.
Oh,
Really?
okay. Interesting.
I personally love the way Geckel says, "Didn't Miss Shingle tell you?" Presumably he's never heard of Mrs. Shingle before
Yeah,
Ms. Mandible refers to.
I love all the names too. Shingle and Gecko and Chop. Very fun. Miss Mandible.
Yeah. I like it that it's broad, but not too broad, so that all the characters are relatively believable in this
Right.
absurd situation. Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's very British humor.
Yeah. The British have a way of doing things that is like both slapstick and refined at the same time. I don't know any Americans that can pull off that like lowbrow, highbrow combo like the Brits do.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
So,
I could easily picture this as a sketch with Rowan Atkinson playing Mr.
oh,
Geckel.
oh, very, very much. Only, only I feel like he would be innocent. His character would be innocent of any wrongdoing, whereas I believe Clive Geckel was the crotch killer.
Yeah.
I think sometimes too, it's helpful. I've noticed sort of, I've done very limited directing, but sometimes with actors, like it's helpful to provide cultural pinpoints to help them sort of tone into like a tone that you're looking for. And I do think that Rowan Atkinson in Love Actually, like the scene where he's wrapping the necklace for Alan Rickman, is very much the energy that like I, as a director, would be looking for in this moment. You all just naturally did it. And I think the script lends to that. But I think using like sort of touch points like that is helpful too.
Yeah. By the way, Carrie, props on the props because pulling up a pair of actual undies to dab your eyes
Well, as any
was a
true
bit of a
costumer,
surprise.
I had options. I also had this navy pair, but I thought the white would read better and, just would be grosser had it been actually
Yeah.
soiled.
Oh, boy, we're learning a little bit too much about the Schobergs this evening.
Well,
Those
these
are
are out of
not
my
mine.
costume kit. These
Oh,
went
oh,
to
good.
him.
Oh, thank
Barb
goodness.
Seaberg says a faulty towers of the department store.
Yes,
Very good.
exactly, Barb. Great. Yes. Um, but okay, I think without having the author here, we really don't know much more than this.
Even
Like
if we
where he
had
was
Arthur,
going,
I'm not sure that there is
because
much more.
I really wish he would, yeah, I kind of want him to hear so we could say, dude, is Clive guilty or not? But I'm going with Clive is guilty.
Yeah,
Clive is our crotch killer.
yeah.
Uh, a very lying, suave crotch killer.
Well, see,
Oh, I
and
think
saying
so. Because why
crotch
else would he try to take Mandible down?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, right,
and using the
exactly.
phrase crotch killer almost says how the degree of soiling. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Okay, ew. Wow. Oh my God, this has been great. You guys, this has been great. I want to remind other authors who might be listening, or other playwrights that might be listening to us right now, that currently our submissions are open. And if you want to submit something, please do. It is currently $15 to enter uh, a play to our series, to join, to be read like this, or to be on stage by live local Pittsburgh performers. But in March 1st, we raise that price to $25, and then we close it out April 5th.
Fifth.
5th, correct. Okay. So when we close that out in April 5th, that will be the end. And then and the ones that do not get selected will be read in next year's reading series, much like this. We're very excited to start the reader series as well. We have a really fun one coming up right after this called Moolah Brouhaha. And I know who stars in that. I can tell you that right now, that will star Sarah Shoemaker, Joyce Miller, and Jeffrey Pollock with our guest commentator Patty Ross. So that'll be
And the
fun.
and the playwright is Les Abramovich,
Oh,
who
that's
is
right.
a Pittsburgher.
Oh, that man, good. We'll be able to ask him questions because he won't be on a different time zone. Uh, exactly. Oh, wait, hold on. There's another question here. Yes, a short with one set and counter, limited character count. Yes, it is going to be if you go to the website and find the submission process, you'll see all the rules, how many characters you can have up to. You can see how long. It's usually what, 20 to 40? Yeah, I'm just go to our pittsburghnewworks.org with all of the submission info is there.
Including
And
format.
what's that?
Including format.
Including
Yeah, there's
format. Yes,
all lots of guidelines for playwrights.
please try to follow the format. It gets a little wonky when you don't, and it gets really hard to read. And then the other thing is once again Muhala Brouhaha. And I just posted that. You can find details to that on our Facebook page. That will be February 22nd. So please mark your calendars now. Does anybody else have anything to add? No? Is that it? Well, oh, and Barbara Burgess Lefevre says, thank you all. And I was going to say the same thing, Barbara. Thank you all, everybody. Have a great night. Stay warm.
Yeah.
Keep that driveway and pathway cleared for the mailman.
Good night, everyone.